Yo, we're live! Hell yeah! Hi! Hi, Mom. I'm on Waldo.tv. Alright, so let's get this going. Um, so what I had for you guys in mind tonight was a little bit of a glitch showcase and then an 80% run because as it turns out, this game is incredibly broken and I really wanted to show that off to you guys. Um, From watching the race, I saw that Flip was doing some glitches. Flip did his own work, and yeah, I'm gonna
From
delve a
watching the
little
race, I saw that
bit more
Flip
in.
was doing some
I
glitches.
can hear myself, by the way, Waldo.
Here we got some echo.
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah, that was my bad. Sorry about
no
that.
problem. No problem. So yeah, what was I saying? Yeah, I'll just like go a little bit deeper on explaining the glitches and whatnot, for example. Also, if I can get some disband high rolls in the chat during this portion of the event, that would be awesome. All right. So first things first, map warp. So Flip did this in the run. It's actually a legal trick in all stages, because in all stages, all you're required to do is beat the level. So like it doesn't matter how you enter the level, you just have to leave the level. The way you're supposed to. Citation needed. But yeah, so as you can see, at least on this screen of World 1, there are those corners on the overworld. If you only have one sprite moving, the game stops you on those corners for exactly 1 frame. And if you press one of the face buttons, when you're stopped for 1 frame, the game actually thinks that you're standing on a level and it's gonna send you somewhere. Three of those corners send you to this level, Orangutan Gang, which is in World 3. So what you ended up seeing Flip did in the run beforehand was he completed the level prior to this one, which is Temple Tempest. I'm gonna have to like death warp here because after you do map warp, you can't start select out of a level, despite me having clearly completed it beforehand. So yeah, in our stages, what you would do is you would beat Temple Tempest, and then you would just go back to Funky's Flights, and fly back to World 1, and then do map warp and finish O Gang from the point at which you map warp. But enough talking about map warp. Uh, we got something else in mind. Um, so I'm gonna kill off Diddy because what I want to showcase is something with Donkey. I'm gonna talk a little bit about invisible objects right now. You can do like really interesting stuff with invisible objects in this game. You can do wrong warps. You can move objects around. Um, Tons of really nifty stuff. What I'm going to be doing with this invisible object that I'm talking about right now is I'm going to be using this animal buddy, Rambi the rhinoceros. May or may not be the worst animal buddy in the entirety of the Donkey Kong Country trilogy, but, you know, some people will say otherwise. So what I ended up doing right there was throw the tin can on the wall, then jump on the tin can, and as I was rolling past Rambi, I pressed jump, and now I essentially mounted Rambi and the tin can at the same time. Uh, Rambi essentially destroyed the tin can as I did this, but now Rambi is effectively holding an invisible object. So like there's an invisible object in front of Rambi. And that's why I'm holding Y right now. If I release Y, some cool stuff is gonna happen. And I'm just gonna go over here, force him to do a horn attack, and now release Y. So fun fact, this glitch actually took me a while to remember how to do. I knew it was possible, but I couldn't remember exactly how to get it. Turns out you have to do the horn attack to make it possible. If you don't do the horn attack, then you're just gonna have Donkey standing on this ghostly donkey sprite. But yeah, it turns out it was still Rambi. It was Rambi all along, just in disguise. So that's only one of the few things that you can do with invisible objects. In disguise. So that's only one of the few things that you can do with invisible objects. Another glitch that is really, really broken in this game is something that we call the split up glitch. So what you want to do for the split up glitch is you have one Kong and you want to throw a DK barrel and then pause as the DK barrel is in midair. And then you want to start select. So now the game thinks that you have both Kongs, but in reality you only have one, right? So if you end up taking damage, you're gonna soft lock. So the idea here is that we're gonna solve this by taking damage over a pit. You can pretty easily do this in this level by luring this army over the pit and then taking damage. As you saw, I took damage, but the death jingle didn't play out, right? Donkey was just stupefied in midair and then fell to his death in the pit. So now the split up glitch setup is complete. If I take damage, I will still soft lock, but now the next time I break a DK barrel, this happens. So now I control both Kongs at the same time. So what does one do when you control both Kongs at the same time? You do a bunch of cool things. I'm gonna go over to the crate where Rambi is. Or die, I guess. That was interesting. I thought I was rolling, but I guess I wasn't. Alright, let me just set it up real quick. It's gonna go by a little faster this time around since I'm at the halfway point. But yeah, split glitch is incredibly broken. It's the basis for a lot of the things in this game that save you a lot of time in, you know, major glitch categories.
It has a lot of applications, both useful and useless, but entertaining.
Yeah, so this is gonna be an example of a useless application. So now, Diddy mounted Rambi, right? But I still have control of both Kongs. What happens if Donkey also mounts Rambi? Yeah. So we have two Rambis now. Essentially I have a rhino herd with me.
Oh god.
Yeah. What is Diddy doing? I have no idea. Oh!
He's hanging out.
Yeah. What is going on now? Basement. Can you tell me?
What is happening is that the game is it's loading a lot of sprites and it doesn't really know how to load them correctly, and things are going real bad.
Yep.
There are a lot. I turned into a clump once. I still don't know how I did that.
Yeah. So yeah.
The more you move away from like the point where you started the glitch, the more broken things become, as the game is just loading sprites into places it doesn't belong.
Yeah. Essentially.
A
really cool.
Real bad.
Yeah. A really cool application of the split up glitch, though, is something that I'm going to be setting up in this level. So I'm just going to do, like, essentially what you guys just saw. Going to be, oh, actually, I'm going to be running out of lives. Huh. Okay. There is a life balloon at the beginning of this level, thankfully. Sick backup. Okay. So now I do have to once again complete the setup by taking damage over a pit. So now that's done. break DK barrel and this espresso crate right here. So espresso is like super useful in this level, but we have something else in mind for espresso. So now I have mounted espresso with Diddy. I'm gonna kill off Donkey because Donkey sucks, and I'm gonna enter Octopus Chase. And that did not do what I thought it was supposed to do. Okay. Probably because I did it with the wrong Kongs. Okay. Give me a sec. Just gonna farm some lives again. I thought it didn't matter with which Kong I did it, but turns out I should have realized that it does when Donkey was on the overworld instead of Diddy. So, okay. I'm gonna go back here, set up split up glitch again. And now actually I'm gonna do what I was meant to do. So now I'm gonna kill off Donkey, because heck Donkey. And now I'm gonna enter Octopus Chase. And now I have Espresso and Octopus Chase. And you can do this with other animal buddies as well. But having Espresso in this level is actually faster, except that it's insanely hard and only doable, or it technically only saves time in tasks as of yet. But it's pretty epic. As you can see, like, we're going on an adventure right now. So of course, you lose Espresso, and you end up walking underwater because video games make sense. Alright. And the last thing I wanted to show you guys is super jump. Actually, I saw Flip do it in the run earlier a couple times. I'm just gonna like go a little deeper into it right now, but the super jump is a pretty useful glitch in speedruns. For some places it's faster, but there are a ton of levels that get significantly easier if you just set up a super jump and fly over it. It's slower, of course, but like the risk is completely free after that. So I'm gonna go into this level, Forest Frenzy. This is probably the most useful level in which you can do a super jump. And once again, something went wrong. That's okay. I guess I wasn't even explaining the glitch, but what you want to do is you want to take damage and you want to make sure that Diddy leaves the screen from the top. So like right here, I took damage and Diddy left the screen from the top, and that's part one of setting the glitch up. So now I'm gonna get the Kong back, and the next time I take damage, I'm gonna start holding B, and the next time I bounce on an enemy, for as long as I hold B, I'm gonna gain as much height as I want. And the longer I hold B, the longer it's gonna take me to come back down. So I'm gonna release B about now. And let's see how far I go before I fall down to my death. This glitch is actually really not that difficult too. It's just, it takes a little bit of understanding. Like, you gotta make sure that you take damage in a spot where Diddy, like the Diddy sprite that is running away after you take damage, you have to make sure that it does so in such a way that it's gonna collide with something, which is gonna make it leave the screen from the top. And that's a key component of the glitch. So as you can see, like, I'm still not falling down. Except I just did right now. So I was able to, like, cross a pretty significant portion of the level, and I was not even holding Y. Like, you can actually cross this entire level by just super jumping. Like, there are easy visual cues to use to make sure that this level is not only risk-free, but much faster. Okay, so now that I've showed everything here, what do we do with all of this? Well, we can beat the game in like 8 minutes. So I'm gonna try and apply most of everything that you saw. Except the sex monkeys. Unfortunately, the sex monkeys do not save time in a speedrun. It would be dope if they did, but that is unfortunately not the case. So first things first, if I want to set up Split Up Glitch, I have to beat the first level. Because Split Up Glitch, like I said, involves start selecting out of the level. So I'm gonna just make my way through 1-1 pretty dang poorly, but I mean, Donkey is slow and bad, so... Will we see Rambi again? That is a great question, Hyrule. Alright, so now I'm gonna set up Split Up Glitch, and now I'm gonna use Map Warp to get to O-Gang. And from here, I'm gonna take damage on this Manky Kong, which is gonna complete the setup for Split Up Glitch. And conveniently enough, there's a tin can at the beginning. So, what do we do with tin cans? We ride them for a while. Dodge some guys, make sure not to lose my tin can. Tin can is worth massive amounts of gold right now. I'm gonna drop the tin can here, get my bird, dismount the bird, and land on the tin can and make sure to remount Espresso while still holding the tin can. And running into the halfway point will give me the invisible barrel that I was talking about. And now that I have the invisible barrel, I can open this bonus if I release Y at a specific time. And I gotta make sure to release Y not too early nor too late, because it's gonna influence where this bonus is gonna send me. So I'm gonna get this DK barrel here, and I'm gonna align myself at a very specific position. I'm actually using Donkey's nose as a visual cue. I have to be like pretty careful with this trick, because if I mess it up, this is gonna soft lock my game. To not say like hard crash it. So I'm gonna, you know, be extremely careful with it. And now I'm in Manic Mincers, which is in World 6. So what a lot ended up happening here. So what I did was I still had Split Up Glitch active into that bonus, right? So what I wanted to do was break the DK barrel at a very specific spot so that I can have both of my Kongs leave the bonus at the exact same time. If only one of the Kongs leave, then that's where my game crashes. But because I was able to do it with both my Kongs, I can get to World 6. And I even have Espresso as a bonus. So my good buddy Espresso makes this level pretty trivial to cross.
It is worth noting that you can actually take any animal into any other level that has an animal crate in it.
Correct.
That includes the fish if you can do the really complicated setup that I don't actually know how to do.
Yeah. I think the only one you can't do that in is Slip Slide, right? Something about vertical levels, from what I heard a while ago.
Yeah. It's dark magic. I'm not fully versed in it.
Donkey magic.
The fish just flies through the air. It's pretty cool.
Yeah. Alright, so for this level now, I'm gonna set up a super jump I was talking about. Oops. An interesting property of super jumps, though, is that if you dismount one of those vertical ropes from the bottom, you still maintain the super jump state, except that you can now roll. Which is exactly what I did. I started a roll, from the tin can that I was standing on at the bottom of that like chasm of sorts, and I was able to gain the speed of the roll and the height of the super jump. This is a trick that we call the super free roll, because we're good at naming tricks in this game, or SFR for short.
It subtracts the frame perfect element out of a super jump roll.
Yep. So now right here, I'm gonna set up another split up glitch. It's gonna be useful for the last level. But like I said, now the game thinks that I have both Kongs, right? So if I take damage and loopy lights, I soft lock my game. So I'm gonna try to not take damage. No guarantees though. Little tie rolls there. Alright, safe. So now that split up glitch is still active, I can perform this wrong warp. Flip did it in the run. Oops. I somehow missed the platform. That's interesting. There you go. So entering a barrel like this while in split up glitch, for whatever reason, kicks you out of the level. And because this level has a branching path, it registers the level as like being quote-unquote done, as in the paths are going to be opened up. Interestingly enough, though, if you just reset your file, the path is not going to be completed anymore. Like, you never technically beat the level, you just wrong warp out of it. It's very peculiar. So something worth noting on the overworld, the boat wasn't there. Normally, when you play through the game, the way it's intended... Oops. When you play through the game the way it's intended, the boat is gonna become larger and larger at like the more of the game you have beaten. But because we just went from World 1 to World 6 right off the bat, the boat is just not there.
No more.
Yeah, we're technically fighting Carol on the ocean right now. Alright, we beat the game! Hooray! Fake credits! Hooray! Question mark? That was Donkey Kong Country in 8 minutes.
What?
Approximately.
Close enough.
Yeah. Also, this band Hyrule.
This band Hyrule. If anybody wants to check out the wiki for this game, dkcspeedruns.com, it's very helpful. Got a link to the Discord. A lot of people can sit there, type some words. We'll say some things.
Yeah.
And you too can learn how to roll deep. It's easier than it may look.
It's a lot, like, the Discord is a lot of, about, you know, emote reacting nowadays, but it's still a fun place to be.
Click the Discord. Click the data phase.
Click the data phase.
Learn why this game was coded by a claptrap.
Sure.
Well, thanks, Void. I appreciate that. That was a really awesome run.
Yeah, thanks for the people claps, everyone.
Yeah, super cool to see all the crazy tech. You probably saw W Poggers being
thanks,
spammed
Void.
in
I
chat.
appreciate that. That was a really awesome run.
Thanks, gamer. Thanks for having me.
Cool. It's not an emote allowed on Twitch, so I'll share it with you later.
You probably saw W Poggers being spammed in chat.
I saw, but I couldn't see what the emote was.
So
it's not an emote allowed on Twitch,
but yeah,
so I'll
I
share it
think
with you later.
now we'll probably go on to the third race, or second race.
I like the sound of that.
So I'm getting a little echo in my ear because of how I have to listen, and it's giving me double speak. But let me mute this really fast. Okay. Yeah, so we're gonna go on to the second race, and yeah, thanks again for everything, and hopefully we'll be able to catch you in your streams. Void, twitch.tv/Void. Let me go ahead and drop that in the chat. We've also but yeah, I think we'll get back to the second race now, and Void, you're gonna stick on for commentary this go round. Okay, cool. Then give me a second, get that set back up, and we'll go ahead and jump over into that.